Yeah, Jenkins, let me know if you can see my screen.
Oh, yeah, able to see your screen, yeah.
Okay, fine.
I think something, other things
I
also
will
loading.
I'll be taking care of recording. No, you guys need not do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes, okay, it's fine now.
Yeah. Yeah. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. And hello and welcome to the Microsoft 365 Saturday Gurgaon 2020, organized by Microsoft 365 and Power Platform User Group India. And thank you for the sponsors for coming up and supporting this event. And thanks to everyone for joining and investing your time to learn and share new things in a week of days. So today we are going to discuss about task-oriented interactions in Microsoft Teams with messaging extensions, and we will try to explain as much as we can in next hour or so. So before we jump into that, I just wanted to briefly give you a better introduction about the speakers. So first, myself, Kirti Prajapati, and I'm Microsoft MVP, MCT, and purely a SharePoint developer or consultant, you can say. And I have been doing SharePoint since 2007, so it is more than a decade working with SharePoint now. And by trade, I would also call myself a SharePoint developer because I like to evangelize and encourage the usage of M365 and SharePoint, and love to code on the new upcoming or new features of the M365. And I have been speaking in a local and international community events and conferences. Along with that, I'm also passionate to share my knowledge in all possible ways. So one of the media I'm using to evangelize SharePoint on my blog as well. And I'm also an organizer of Microsoft 365 Ahmedabad user group and organizing such events like this global boot camps, then Power Platform boot camps, then SharePoint Saturdays, and of course, a few of the workshops just to engage the community in this pandemic, this tough time, and encourage everyone to be a part of the community. So, and if you want to reach out to me, then you can see the Twitter handler and LinkedIn information is here, so you can easily get in touch with me. Yeah, and Jenkins, can you briefly introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Kriti. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining, giving time for this session. I hope you people are going to learn new things today. I'm a Jenkins. I'm a Microsoft MVP and MCT. I'm a modern workspace solution architect. I have 16 plus years of experience. I'm specialist in Microsoft Teams, Power Platform, and SharePoint framework. And also, I'm an international speaker, blogger, trainer, author. I'm also a organizer of SharePoint Bangalore. That's SharePoint Saturday Bangalore. And I'm a AOS ambassador. Okay, you can able to connect myself in my Twitter handle Jenkins Senders and my LinkedIn Jenkins Senders, and also you can able to see my YouTube channel to get a lot of videos about different community events. I have shared my knowledge. You can able to get that. And if you want to get more details about Microsoft Teams information, you can just follow the Facebook page Microsoft Teams Info. That's really useful to learn new things about Microsoft Teams. If for developer as an administrator, whatever the state, you can able to get a lot of information out of that. Then I can follow my blogs. Also, you can get many information related to Microsoft Teams as a SharePoint framework and Power Platform. That's a brief introduction about myself. Now, Keith will start first, and then we'll continue there. Okay, Keith, please take over.
Yeah, thanks, Jenkins. So everyone knows that nowadays the usage and adoption of Microsoft Teams is increasing day by day, and most of the organizations are looking out for a Microsoft Teams extended solutions and capabilities for better collaboration within the team or within the organization. So for example, like users can interact with your Microsoft Teams app through buttons and forms in Microsoft Teams client. So that's one example. So we are considering that extended solutions capabilities in mind and coming up with this topic. So today we are going to share a few things regarding the message extensions, and basically message extensions enable users to execute search queries or trigger actions in external systems, and whatever the results of these actions are, that will be sent from your custom web service to the Microsoft Teams client. And that would be as embedded web pages, or it could be richly formatted adaptive cards as well. So in this session, we are going to cover like how to create different types of messaging extensions in a custom Microsoft Teams apps. So we'll start with the introduction, and then we'll move to this Microsoft Teams messaging extensions and actions commands. So in that, we'll explain that what are messaging extensions and in which what are the different scenarios we can use it. And as a developer, what are the different types of messaging extensions available. And along with this, we will also explain the action command, which is one type of messaging extensions as well. And this basically allows us to present users with a model pop-up.
Not only in India, but also across the world. Who are not speaking, please mute.
Yeah, to collect or display information and then process their interaction and send information back to the team. So that's the basic idea of Microsoft Teams messaging extension and action commands. And then Jenkins will explain about the search command messaging extension. So just briefly giving like information that how to execute a messaging extension search command from an existing message, which allows users to search external systems and insert whatever the results of that search into a message in the form of a card. And then if time permits, then we also look into this link unfurling messaging extensions. And that is the process of taking a hyperlink pasted into a message, and you can like we can performing some actions based on the result of processing the link. So if time permits, then we will also have one kind of demo on that. So before, as a developer, you should understand that what are the prerequisites we should have. So you should have some basic knowledge of like Microsoft Teams, how to use it, and ability to program with JavaScript, TypeScript, and Node.js, and few hands-on experience with the Visual Studio Code. And you should have the access to Microsoft 365 tenant and Azure subscription. So this is the prerequisite as a developer. So now I'll explain a bit about uh, messaging extensions and action commands. So first is uh, generally there are two parts involved when we talk about messaging extensions. The first would be a web service you are going to host, and the second is your Microsoft Teams app manifest that will define where your web services can be invoked from in the Microsoft Teams client. So these are the main 2 points associated with this messaging extension. And basically, we need to register the web service as a bot in the bot framework, as they take an advantage of the bot framework messaging schema and secure communication protocol. So I'll explain that how you can create that channel and everything. Or in short, you can say that it is a kind of action-based messaging extensions which allows users to trigger actions in external services while inside of the teams. So the first point is what are messaging extensions? Like messaging extensions is a cloud-hosted service that basically listen to your request, and it eventually responds with structured data, typically in the form of a rich formatted card. That could be your adaptive card. You can design as per your requirement. And messaging extensions also allows users to interact with your web service, as I mentioned earlier, through buttons and forms in the Microsoft Teams client. And it also allows us to present users with a model pop-up, or you can say a task module in Teams, to collect or display such information which is which has been designed in the code. and then you can process their interaction and send information back to the Microsoft Teams client. So it also takes an advantage of the bot framework messaging schema and secure communication protocol to connect with Microsoft Teams client app. So there are different scenarios we can consider this. So the first scenario could be like, let's say for example, the user needs to perform an action in an external system and have the results added to the conversation. So user wants to add that result into the conversation. So in this case, when two employees are chatting about a customer issue, this is an example, it can be helpful if the customer's history or whatever the issue they are facing, the details of that issue are added to the conversation timeline from data in an external system. The external system could be your this bug tracking system or any other CRM system from where you can pull out those information. So the benefit of that is like both the employee could understand, okay, this is the history of the issue and we are talking about this. So that's the one example. And the second example is when you need to complete a complex task or one that involves multiple steps and share the result. So in this case, consider a user that uh, user wants to request an approval for a business trip. So business trip like involve required the lot of information like finding a flight, then hotel and transportation option. So after finding this required information, they need to submit uh, out of office and expense approval request to their manager. So a messaging extensions can be used to guide the user through a kind of wizard experience to collect such information and then use that to start an approval process and display a summary in the conversation. So there is no need to go outside of the Microsoft Teams conversation. You can have everything over there using this extensions and action commands. Now, how messaging extensions work? So messaging extensions are registered in your custom Microsoft Teams app manifest, and that specifies where the extensions can be invoked from in the Microsoft Teams client. There are three locations that can invoke a messaging extensions, which includes the command box first, then the second is the compose message box, and then third is the messages, or we can say more actions menu. So I'll explain you all this through the three messaging extensions point from where you can invoke that extensions. And then the third one is the action commands. So action commands allow user allow user to present your users with a model pop-up to collect or display information. When a user submits the form, your web service can respond by inserting a message direction into the conversation, or you can insert a message into the compose message area, allowing the user to submit the message. Then uh, so these are the points that you can consider while you are talking about the messaging extensions. And messaging extensions are also implemented as web service, and it can be registered as a bot using the bot framework. When a messaging extension is invoked, Microsoft Teams will call your web service via the bot framework's messaging schema and secure communication protocol. So while you can create these messaging extensions web service by hand, you can also use the bot framework SDKs or other available options on that. Now I'm just jumping into the demo, and I'll explain you that what you can how you can implement this using this. So I have already created this demo for today's session. So first, as I mentioned that the developer should understand, know that what are the prerequisites. So you should have the Visual Studio Code understanding and some of the commands to deal with the Microsoft Teams development. So you can see that I have used UOTeams command just to create a solution. Now, in the beginning of the session, I have mentioned that uh, nowadays organizations are looking out to extend looking out at solutions for Microsoft Teams as an extended solution. So your teams is the like framework or command you can use to create a solution which can work in Microsoft Teams. Though you can use this SPFX framework commands, but there are certain limitations. You cannot create this kind of extensions and all. You can just create the simple channels, simple tabs with part, right? So once you type in the your teams command, it will ask you few questions to fill out. So the most important point here we need to consider is that whenever you are going to select this what feature do you want to add to your project, so you just have to select a message extension command out of 4 or 5 options, and then you also have to provide the Microsoft App ID. So I'll explain you that from where we can get this App ID. So before uh, yeah, and then you can also have this what type of messaging extensions command you are going to use. So it is action based messaging extensions, and what context do you want your action to work for. So these are the options, that the compose box, the command box, and the conversation message. As I mentioned earlier, that there are a number of options you can use the command action command uh, invoke a messaging extension. So that are command box, compose message box, and messages like more actions menu. So that will comes from here. And how would you like to collect information from the user for your action? So we are going to use the adaptive card, and yeah, rest of the information is like you can provide as per your uh, need. And once it is done, you will be able to see the project scaffolding, and then you can just have the uh, code space dot, and your solution will be open into Visual Studio Code. Now in Visual Studio Code, when you open the Visual Studio Code, the most important file is that .env, the environment file, from where we just need to have this Microsoft App ID and password. So we have the Microsoft App ID, but we need to create the secret key from there. So for that, we just need to visit this Azure portal. So let me open the Azure portal as well. So I have already created that bot registration. So let me just briefly give you a few steps that how you can create that. So once you open the Azure portal, you just have to open your create resource, then search for the bot, then select bot channel registration, click on create, then you just have to fill out this information. So once you are done with that, you can have this information available with you on your dashboard, and uh, from there you can just navigate to the left navigation and click on settings from left navigation, and from there you have this Microsoft App ID. So it is C31E. So in my case, it is C31E. Right. So for that, now we are going to create the secure secret key. So I have already created that. So for creating that, you just need to click on the manage, and it will open this certificates and secret. From here, you can just create that new client secret and paste it into your this environment file. That's it. So once we are done with that, then we have to register the channel from your left navigation of this bot channel. And I have used Microsoft Teams. So you can just click Microsoft Teams from the available options as added a feature channel. And once you click over there, your this new channel will be available in this list, right? So this is all about that. And once you scaffold the project, I have added a couple of files which are required for this demo. So under the src folder, we have the app folder. In that app folder, I have created two more files called planets.json. So this is a kind of a predefined JSON structure, which I'm going to have as a adaptive card when I'm executing this in Microsoft Teams. And This planet display card JSON file I have also used for that. And this is again a kind of adaptive card information. You can see the type is adaptive card. And this information allows me to redirect somewhere else from this adaptive card. So, and all the coding or all the logic is defined into this .ts file. So on fetch task, I'm just using this I'm creating this kind of structure. Okay, though my text block will be there, and user will be notified that please enter planet name to insert into the message, and then whatever the planet name you can enter from here, right? And you have the OK button. Once you click on that, it will temporary uh, this URL, which can be used in your messaging endpoint. So the same URL, you can see HTTPS 339492, I have used in my messaging endpoint URL. So I'm just going to that into settings. So I have changed that, I guess. Yeah, so I have changed that. Maybe I have executed this another command later today. Yeah, so ngrok one again. Yes. Yeah, so this is the latest command I have executed. So you can see that 5bdbc, that's my messaging endpoint URL. So I have used 5bdbc, and you just have to append the /API/messages. So once you add that, just click on the save button and you are good to go. And once you run this command gulp ngrok serve, it will eventually open your localhost with the port number 3007, and it will also execute some backend task and also create a package file, and that package file will be available in your src package folder. Here you can see this planet messaging extensions.zip file. So once your zip file is available, you can open your Teams. So I have already opened that in my web browser, Teams. So once you have the package file, you just log in into your Teams and click on the apps from the left side. Then click on the upload a custom app, select upload for me or my Teams, and select your zip package folder, which has been created using this gulp serve command. And you just open it, and it will ask you to add that. So click on add, and once you add that, it will eventually open that kind of text box and other button from where you can get this like enter the keyword and get the result set using this web service call for adaptive cards information. So it is say unavailable, but no problem. So I have already created here. So you can see this is one kind of area from where user can enter the area. So this is called command box. You can see here. If I can type here Mars, this is a command box. So yeah, oops, no. Let me quickly run this command and I'll change that URL, messaging endpoint URL, in my here. Just save it and update the same in your environment file, because in environment file we are having that host name, and save it. Now it will my package will be updated. So let me go to that, click on apps again, upload new one. So you can see the package file is updated as 4:55 p.m. I'm just uploading it, adding it, and it will open with the text box. And so now I'm just typing this Jupyter and clicking on OK button. So it will display the result set in adaptive card. So this result set comes in my command, this command box. Now the beauty of this is you can also have the same functionality from, let's say, if I go to the chat, sorry, Teams, then open new conversation. So it will also available here. So once you click that Planet Messaging app name, you can also find something for here, Mars. Okay, then you can just submit that, and from here also you can open that. I explained that there are options to open another or you can pull out within this conversation, so more actions, and you can have this Planet action messaging again. So within the conversation you can pull out all the information you are looking out for. Jupyter and click again. Yeah, and once you click on this link, it will eventually redirect user to the specific URL. So this is how it works. Like there are a number of options to have these messaging extensions to connect with your user. Yeah, so yeah, I'm done with the demo, and I will share this PPT as well as the code file, and I have created one Word document which can help the developers to follow the steps to create this sample on their own. And yeah, I will share along with that GitHub, into the GitHub along with the code. Yeah, Jenkins, you can take it further from here now.
Thanks, Kirti, for the action command demo and detail about the message extension. Okay. Just everyone understand basic about what's the purpose of message extension and what are the how to use as an action command. Action command nothing but you are sending some information and get some information back from a web service, or the example they use JSON, but we can able to use a web service or some other source, right? Where you can have a data source, you can get the data and publish to the user. Okay, what is different with action command and search commands? The search commands, it will allow your user to search. Okay, like um, you know only the half of the name, then you need to search only able to get, right. Action commands always require a proper value to filter and bring back to the user. But if you go for a search command, you can able to search and verify which one you want. Like that, you can minimize the filter based on the user point of view and get the corresponding data and return back. Okay, using the web service or any APIs. What do you have? The initial invoke message will include the search string, and it's say render the card. Okay, whatever the card is supported. But when you go with message server, it's supporting more cards compared to other features in Teams. You can see that supporting cards. You can see adaptive, hero card. This most of the time we using adaptive card and hero card. Its list card is not supporting in message extension. It will support in the bot and other things. And obvious 365 connector card, it's supporting in messages, and we can able to utilize um, ongoing webhooks, or you able to use in our incoming webhooks. Like that, we can able to use the Office 365 connector card and receipt card. But sign-in card is not supported, which always you need to log the user from the back, right? Which sign-in card is mostly used in the tabs, okay. And OAuth card is supported just to authenticate the particular service to from the user point of view. And thumbnail card, carousel collection, and list collection is all supported. Okay, these are different type of cards we can able to use. Uh, the difference between action cards and search action commands and search commands is only thing is we can able to search and filter and get the data. Okay, that's the main difference on the part. This in the can demo. I'm going to the demo. The same like that we need a whenever you go message extension we need a bot framework. That's nothing but always all these apps whatever we are developing in Microsoft Teams apps for bot as well as message extension require a bot framework to build. Otherwise, it's not support. That's the reason we need record a uh, bot registered web service or any wherever you are deploying. We need a URL to identify this particular component. Okay. For that, always we do bot channel registration first. Then we can enable that particular to the Teams channel. We have because bot channel registration we can able to publish with different channels, not only Teams. We can able to publish in website, where Facebook or wherever you want. Can able to publish. The same thing for our scenario, we need to publish in the Teams. Then we can create the secret client secret ID. That's the critic show, right? That's a app ID and secret password. We need to take it, and then you can create a using the MR generator, or we have a different option to develop. Okay, for a message extension, we have a not only message extension, whatever the apps we are creating for Teams, we have option using C#, Visual Studio Code with the Microsoft Teams template, and also we have option to use Microsoft Teams template for Visual Studio Code. That's a different with the Visual Studio and Visual Studio Code, two types. And third one is we can able to use element generator. It's a popular one because of easy to develop, no need to create all the manifest everything. That's the main reason people prefer to use it. Easy to do that compared to other tools. And one more thing is you can able to do from the scratch using like a node development. Directly you can go with your Visual Studio and start your node development, and what are the corresponding uh, classes required, you can use it, and you can able to develop our apps for Microsoft Teams. Okay. In this search commands, just I'm going to the demo part. Just I'll create a new, going to create a new URL. That's a website we need to bot registration part we can create. Then we can, so I think we can easily to create. Okay, we have the portal.azure.com, right? That's the purpose. We go there and create a resource that we can create a registration. Okay, sorry. Let's go to here. You can see bot. Then you can see bot channel registration. Once you click and create bot channel registration, once here you can give provide some name for that. Okay, you can say I can say message extension. This is something unique name you need to provide. Extension demo. Okay, which is a demo, right? That's I'm using. And now your subscription which you have, and you can select your resource group you want to create before, and you need to add it, and where you want to deploy. And most of the time we use AF0 because it's a free of cost. You can use it. And we need to provide this messages in messaging endpoint. That's the important point. We need to go and update from the NGROC, right? That is main reason why we are using NGROC. The thing is, NGROC support server exposing in your tunneling, right? That's the main reason, because Teams is not supporting HTTP, the local host. Normally we do our .NET development, right? When you complete it, you can F5, you can get a local .NET framework will execute your .NET framework Express will execute your application. You're able to run. For Teams, we don't have option like that. That's the reason we are using NGROC to expose our local application to public enabled domain. Okay, that's the reason we are using NGROC. You can say replace. Just I'm using replace .NGROC. I give if you have a proper domain name, you can use that. Not required NGROC. Okay, just using that, and we always use to API/messages. Okay, that's the thing you need to use it. Okay. Replace.ngrok.io API messages. Okay, that's the important thing you need to go. This thing I will replace after created. Okay, just for the time being, I'll provide that. And insights, if you don't want right now, let's say I click off, and you can auto create the app ID. Just create it. Okay, the Azure will creating the particular bot channel registration. Okay, once created, it's now created. Okay, let's say it's just deploying the process. So it's take 1 minute. Yeah, done. Just I'm pinning it and go to the resource. Just you go, have this window. Once you're ready, message extension demo, you have the particular bot registration ready. And what are the things you need to do? First, you go with the channel, which channel you're exposing. But if we need to do expose in our teams, okay, just click the teams. Then you can go and save it first because it's a which one you want to select. Always you can save because our own development, right? It's a, mostly our customer do at the commercial part, right? So you can select save and agree with that, and once saved. Yeah, after saved, you can able to see this item. You go back to your channel, you can see your messages, themes channel exposed here. Okay, you can able to see it's running. Okay, by default web chat will be there. You can able to use other channels also. Whatever channel you are looking for, you can able to use a bot framework registration. Okay, that's here we are going to use for our message extension. Okay, once ready, then just go to your settings part. You can here you can see sorry, see the app ID here. Just click manage. You can click once manage, you can get the first. You need to get the app ID, and here you need to create a client secret for that. What I do is I can say any name. That's fine for that. Just a description, extension, bot. I can never say then add it. What I do is just I'll take my notepad and save it. Okay, whatever it's created, just copy the client secret and go back to my ID and get the ID also. That's a whatever ID is generated, right? The same Microsoft app ID. Just I'm taking that. I'll have the app ID and the secret for me. Okay, that's I'm ready now. Okay, we have the ID, both ID are generated. Now this part is ready. Just leave it this page because we need to replace this URL here. Okay, that's I'm going back to my command prompt. Right? So whatever the for this, before you need to know what are the technologies required. You need to first time if you are using, then you need to install all the required things. Okay, you need to install the Yo generator, Node, everything. Okay, this I'll already installed. That's the reason I'm going directly with the MN generator. I'm using it. Okay, Yo Teams and starting with that. You can go with your own folders where you want. There you can create it. Okay. What I do is sorry, I can come out. I create one folder for that. That's easy to manage, right? What is it? I can say search. Okay. This you can easily understand message extension search, and I'll change move to the corresponding folder. Then I can create the project. Okay, that's the solution. Okay, once you are creating. Yeah, now you are getting, you want to change the solution name here, you can able to change or leave it like this. Just you can go with the current folder and you can say title of this project. I can say I'm trying to use some Google Books and get it. Okay. What I do is I'll give some name later to that. Title of the my team spot, get books. Okay. Then it's a company name you can provide. A latest version you can select. And Microsoft ID we don't want to share, right? Let's leave it. And then it will just click the space button and remove that first and go to your message extension part. Okay, just again select it. You can select the message extension command. Then this is a different option we have. For we are going for sorry. You can use the message extension command for message extension application, both your action command as well as a search part. Okay, just select time.
Sorry if I bothered you while lunch.
Then you can go here because we don't want any tab to load it. Let's say this no.
5 p.m. is not the right time to have a lunch. Not good for that.
Please mute it. Okay. I can click no because I'm not using that. We need a new bot.
She's doing good.
Yeah. Could you please mute? Okay. Once you got these, right, you know that you have already a bot created, right? In a new bot, it's selected. Then what to do is you have an ID already ready, right? Already you created the ID you have. Just copy the ID and paste it here. You can use that ID here. Okay, just copy fully and paste it that ID. Okay, just you can have that two options here. Now search based message extension and action based message, whatever it is. That's you can select and you can able to modify also whatever you want. You can able to action based also. If you are already Kirti shown right action based, you can want that you can use or search based message. That's a different is the parameters only different. I'll show the difference. Okay. Okay. Then you can select it and you can say like setting option, message extension, whatever things you want to do. Just I'll click no and come out. That's say I'll modify in the manifest. Okay. That's I'll show you. Now while creating the message extension. Search for the set now only start creating the Teams message extension app. Okay. Okay, now the application is ready. Okay, just we are completed. Just go to the Visual Studio Code, type code space one dot. You can open it. It will open the corresponding folder project. Okay, it will open in the Visual Studio Code. Once first thing you need to modify the app secret ID. Okay, already app ID we have entered while created. We need to add the app secret ID. Okay, let's say we have in our notepad, right? Just say copy, or you can copy from our application. That's always you can able to take, but you need to create a new secret ID. That's the reason you remember that. Okay, you can copy first itself, just save it. First thing is you need to do that. Okay, then we go to a particular code. Okay, app manifest part. You can see the manifest.json file. Just click it. Okay, that's the configuration you need to do first. Okay, just here, what are the things you need to do is first thing is the name of the thing app. You need to provide name, description, everything detail you want to know with the proper name. Always recommended to use some proper name. Okay, just example, you get books app full name. Let's get to get books using ISBN number like that. We can give some meaningful name that say you can identify by the user can easily understand, right? What's the purpose, what is that? And the description part, short description, I can give whatever things you like, you can be able to give, let's say, based on your line of business. Okay. Messaging extension. Teams app to get books. Okay. Something I need to provide like that. And you can be able to use some detail full because it's always, I'll show you where it will coming. You can know that how what are the things you want to provide properly. Okay, you can use some different name using ISBN number. I can mention. Okay, ISBN. Now you can say I've updated the corresponding details. Okay, just come down. You can see this connectors there. Okay, sorry, compose extensions there. Okay, we need to modify that because we added that. We need to bring some proper things to. Because I entered directly, right? Not added any information on that. You can add the proper values, okay? To search from the service, okay? The service part, everything you need to come with the code only. It's not doing from here, okay? Here the bot ID, you can what to do is this leave it this way and come with the commands. This is only the main purpose. Whatever you want to change for search and actions, okay? The search part, you can getting the name ID and get some title. And if you can want to description part search for a book or whatever, okay, I'll give some value, meaningful name. Okay, search for a book. Okay, this is something to understand. Initial run true. we can you directly do that, and you can say type is query. Okay, you have a query option is here because it's a search part. Okay, that's a query. Otherwise, it's a command. Okay, that's a different. Okay, then it's a context we need to add. Okay, we say before this one context. No, we have context. You can use the context combos. Okay, that's a different you have. You can use the both also. You can use the combos now. We are our expectation. Okay, then name. I can use some proper name. Let's just say. Okay, I'll give the name, search keyword, whatever things you can provide, and the user can see that this one. Okay, whenever they are searching, I can say enter ISBN number to search. Okay, this is a meaningful name you need to provide. Then the parameter part, that's a title, right? It's a particular parameter which one you are passing from the user point of view. Okay, that's a number I added. Okay, now we have that, and we need to add one more thing is fetch task. Okay, fetch task, and we can say this true. Now we have this manifest part study. The same thing you can able to do using the App Studio also. You can able to do that's you can easy to do also. That's not required much effort to put. That's directly it's a user friendly. You can able to click the commands parameters you can add from the App Studio. If you have a lot of blocks, you can do that, or you can contact me. I can tell you how to do that. Okay, the reference I'll share. Okay, now we have the particular configuration part is done, and we need to go and change the code. Okay, so coding part, just I'll go here in my app. Let's say we have a extension part, right? So you can go here, you can see here this application. Yeah. Okay, under app, you can get books message extension, and in the particular file you can go. Okay, by default, it's having some on query part with a card effective. You can utilize the same feature, or you can write our own. Okay, this is by default they're providing with a standard. Okay, that's on query what to do. I just modify my code because of I need to get the data from service. Okay, I'll show the code what I'm going to do. Because of time constraint, I'll copy and paste it. Okay, just I'll copy that same on query code. I'm replacing it. Just a query code. Okay. And the card click also I'll change, I'll show you. Okay, what I written is here, just first thing is I'm contacting the we want to add the header also. We need to say message extension attachment. One second. Messaging extension attachment. Okay, that's a header you need to do because we are sending back a object as a attachment. Okay, let's say you can able to see my screen, right? What I'm doing is I'm getting information from the user with the ISP number. If it's in MD, it's the initial time. I can use passing one temporary number. Okay, that's for understanding. And I can call the service using the record method. You can getting the URL and the ISP number I'm passing whatever user entering, and the limit 10. I don't want to bring lot of information to show you here. And then from there, I can go and execute the corresponding particular execution process and get the value here back. Okay, let's say we needed this method, right? Let's say that also I have that. That's a simple method to I'm returning back using hero card. Okay, I'll use this one. Okay, now we have these two methods only I'm going to use. Just say save it and say now done, right? What I do is now my code will get the information from my Google API. What is the Google API? I'll show you. Just if you go and use in our browser, you can able to see the value with this ISV number. I'll show you.
Jenkins, just a time check. You have 10 minutes more.
Oh yeah, sure. Thanks. You can get the value back here. Okay, now we got the application is ready. Now we have completed the code, everything. Just I'll go and execute now. Okay, we need to already told, right? We need a ngrok to execute. Right. So what's the purpose? I'll already do is exposing as a tunneling as a server URL. Okay, just tell gulf ngrok -server. Once executed, it's a local server. It will convert as a public one, right? It will happen like that. Okay, you get this URL here. Okay, just copy the URL. Just go back the same time execution happened, right? At the same time, you need to go here and replace within your Azure part and click outside and click save. Okay, now we have a new URL. We got it. It's a public URL. We get it. Once it's compiled, okay, now ready. This application ready. Already Kirti told, right, how we can able to find this particular information available in the package folder. We have the search just created 521, right? Just created the package. Okay, that package having what are the things available? Just you can see here itself. You created a manifest, right? You have the one second. Yeah, manifest. There you have icons also. You can able to change your icons. By default, these icons will be there. You need to use your own icons also. That's don't worry about it. Always you can able to use our own icons. Okay. Now I am ready with this. I want to deploy that. Okay. Just you can deploy and verify. Okay. Just go to my teams. I'll save it, right? Just go to teams. Your web or I think web we can go because I've already in the teams call, right? I use my web one. The Azure part where it's available doesn't worry any different account because Azure using a different account and my team's using different account. Your data is somewhere different place, no problem, it will work. Okay, because it's available in the public. Okay, that's you can able to use it. Just my tenant, I'll go with apps or you can directly go with dot and you can upload it. Okay, just uploading my customer same via what Kirti did, right? Same step one. Just uploading that. I'll using for my organization. What I do is I'll just go back to my code, search demo and package. You can see the extension click open. It will installing the app. Okay, for not installing everywhere, just installing for the team app. Okay, just after install, you can able to see your installed one. What is the name of that? You can see the message extension. Just install. For the name of it, you can one second. You can provide something in the demo like that, right? It's my Visual Studio. Yeah, this one is get book message extension and your package name is message extension search. Okay, that's the app. It should be there. I'll show you the names there. Once you go, you can see our message extension. We provided the detailed information also, right? Okay, let's say just install get books app. Okay, that's you can install this one. You can see that what are the message information we have provided, right? Start description, a long description, and whenever I click here, you can see the basic information. Okay, just I'll click add. Okay, it will add. Is ask you to where to bring that. One second, I'll go with the team. Yeah, it's having the proper names are there, right? We condition is already created one. Okay, just open. No, I think the different one I'll need to use. Sorry. I'm not going like that.
You have 5 more minutes, Jenkin.
Oh, yeah. Just a demo, this one, right? Yeah. Thanks, man. Sorry, I used two of them. That's a confusion is coming. Anyway, I'll use an ISP number. 1 second, I'll go to my Teams and add. I think that's the reason it's not adding. Okay, more manage. So I can see. Apps. Yeah, I'm getting this. Why it's not loading? One second, I'll see. Yes. Once I'll remove it and uninstall. We have 4 minutes only. Just I'll remove because of 2 items confusing the system. Let's see. And then see. I tested with the before that say it's having 2. Let's say. Okay, now I'll just upload again. The same way you are created, right? Just uploading my extension. Yeah, 1 minute. Yeah, I'm installing again. Just we have 2 minutes. I'll complete it. Once install, I'll go here and add that. You can go to my teams part, add my team. It's not bringing this. Okay. What I did. Okay, I'll show the output because of it showing something. It's not showing because maybe showing that correct way or something the context. I'll get in. Okay, what I do is I'll go with my always is going my team. Okay, that's the problem. Again, see here one of the other teams channel. Because recently Microsoft changed the conversation part. Let's see. I'll show the output in the screen. That says you can able to understand. It's not loading. I'll show in the screen. Okay. What I do is normally it will bring this window like this. You can able to see the output because of time I'm showing. We can enter the ISP number. It will display all the related books. Okay. It will bring in that and you can able to see the output after that sending back. Same time thing we did in the action command, right? What it is shown. The same thing only, no difference on that. Both are only difference is we are searching the value from the particular app. Okay, this like this you can able to enter the ISP number. Don't want to enter full ISP number, just off of that also it will work like ISPN, like because of its searching where like a
Jenkins, time is over.
yeah, 1 minute. Yeah, just say we can able to get the output back to that. Okay, any questions here? Now we are end just 1 or 2 questions we can close it.